Hello and welcome to your first online YouTube makeup lesson with Cherie. And if you're wondering who I am, I'll tell you. I'm a bridal hair and makeup artist of over 10 years and I always get questions about how to do makeup. So how to do like basic base makeup, everyday makeup. So I thought, why not start a YouTube channel showing you exactly that? So if that's something that you struggle with, well, stick around. Make a cup of tea and let's get started. First things first, prep your skin. Gotta prep that skin if we want the makeup to eat. Get yourselves the Embroylisse Lait Cream Concentrate. It triples up as a moisturizer, primer and a face mask if you're feeling extra dry. But if you're brown like me, we gotta do this fundamental, crucial step before we do anything at all. Color corrector is that girl if you're brown like me. She will conceal your dark under eyes, she'll brighten up the area around your mouth, and she'll stop your concealer and foundation looking grey and ashy. For products like concealer and color corrector, you want to use a brush that has dense bristles and is ideally dome shaped like this Sephora 03 brush. It perfectly fits around the nooks and crannies of your face, such as your under eyes, around your nose, around your mouth. And those dense bristles, they help deposit the concealer without it looking cakey and excessive, giving you a nice skin-like finish. I'm using the L'Oreal True Match Concealer. It's more like a serum consistency than a traditional thick, heavy concealer consistency. It's great if you don't like thick, cakey concealers. If you prefer your concealer looking more skin-like and natural, then decant the concealer on the back of your hand. Work the concealer brush into the product and then go ahead and apply the concealer on the areas that you applied the color corrector. In a stamping motion, press that product into the skin, girl. And to avoid those harsh lines, use the same concealer brush with a light hand in circular motions to buff out the edges and to buff out any harsh lines. I'm going to use the L'Oreal True Match foundation. Tone wise, I don't know if it's the best match, but consistency wise, I really like it because I'm not someone who likes the texture or feel of foundation. Get the product and I decant it onto the back of my hand. I'm going to use 2 shades because I'm brown. So to apply and blend the foundation, I'm using this flat topped foundation brush from Superdrug. It's got tightly packed dense bristles. Great if you're in a rush and you need quick application but you want it to look smooth and airbrushed. Same as before, I'm going to warm the product up and I'm going to dunk the bristles into the product that I put on the back of my hand. Stamp the product into my skin like this. Stamp, stamp, stamp. And this is going to go on all the areas where I haven't used concealer. Whether you're oily like me or you need the makeup to last all day, you need to stamp the product into the skin. Stamp, stamp, stamp. That's going to help with the longevity. It's going to help keep the makeup in place. It's going to help it last a lot longer. Color corrector, concealer, foundation done. Cream and liquid products applied. But if we want it to last, we have to glue it down to our face. How do we do that? With powder. But which powder do I use, Shri? It depends on your skin type. If you're oily like me, use loose powder. And if you have dry to normal skin, use a pressed powder but a very light layer. Before we do anything, iron out any creases or lines that may have formed with your concealer brush. If you set and you have lines, those lines are going to stay there. Right, girls, listen up. If you really want to elevate your makeup game, then do this step. Spray your face with a light mist of setting spray before you go in with your powder products. It's going to make your powders melt into your skin and it's going to stop your makeup looking overly powdery and chalky. Get my powder puff, dip it into the powder, even out the powder on the back of my hand and place it on the areas that I used concealer. Really packing it on like that. Go ahead and do the same with the other side. Apply under your eyes like this. And can you see how it gives you almost an airbrushed finish? Powder puff. I'm going to apply some around my mouth because I applied color corrector and concealer in those areas. Now, because I'm super duper oily, I'm going to go ahead and apply that same powder all over my face. This step just helps lock everything in place because when you're oily, you got to lock things in place. Do you know what I mean? And if you want to take it one step further, but totally optional by the way, use a powder 1 to 2 shades lighter than your skin tone and apply it with the same technique. This will add some brightness and a bit of dimension to your face. Thank me later. Color corrector, concealer, foundation, setting done. But now you're looking rather ghostly, so how do we fix that?
Unfortunately, foundation and concealer alone can make your face look pretty flat and lifeless. That's where you use bronzer and blush to add a bit of life, dimension and warmth back into the face so you don't look like a 2D drawing. Bronzer is what you use when you want to warm up your skin and look naturally sun-kissed. Pick up a small amount, then tap off the excess so I don't get any harsh lines, and I apply it where the sun would naturally hit my face. So across the forehead, near the hairline, the tops of the cheekbones, and a little on the nose and jawline. Always start light and build up, blending in soft circular motion so you avoid any harsh obvious lines.
Last step, let's add some colour back into this face. Using blush, I'm using the MAC powder blush in shade Raisin. I love this colour. It's gorgeous.
Grab an angled brush because it hugs the cheekbones so well and it's great for precise application. Lightly tap the brush into the product. Tap off the excess. Smile and find the apples of your cheeks. Sweep the blush upwards along the cheekbones towards the hairline in short, feathery strokes for a gorgeous sculpted lift.
That's pretty much your base done. I'm going to go away and do my eyes and lips. I'll come back and show you the finished result. And this is the finished look. That's all it takes for your base makeup. Prep your skin really well with a good moisturizer. Create a blank canvas using color corrector. Go ahead with your concealer and your foundation. Add dimension back in with bronzer. Add color back in with blush. You've got your base. I hope that helped you. Feel free to follow along and do this with me. If there's any questions that you have, pop them in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Bye.